vengeance.
Now, there we go. Now my mic is working. Ah, it's a miracle. My mic is working now. I don't know what happened there. I really don't know what happened there. I had to reschedule the stream, do everything. Luckily, I kept my thumbnail. Luckily, I kept my thumbnail. Everything is intact. So I'm good. Nothing. I didn't have to redo anything. Thank God, right? Thank God I had everything intact. Man. Thank God. Hey, so yeah, okay. AWO in the house. Aaron Warder. Welcome to my channel, guys. Sorry about that. Let's talk pop episode 129 on this Saturday. Yeah, it's a Saturday. I didn't do one last night, but I have to get this through. I didn't do one last week, so I figured I'd do the one this week. But today, make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. But today there really was no entertainment news. Alright. So party. So there really was no entertainment news today. Like nothing. So today is getting add up, right? So we're gonna try to add up all the things that happened the past week. I guess the most major news is really today is a Fast and the Furious franchise by Universal. That's basically it. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Simpsons. I guess technically we're going to talk about Constantine too also. And then we're going to talk about other news and entertainment. Like, I gotta say this. I watched Naked Gun on Paramount. The Liam Neeson reboot. The movie. It's not really a reboot. It's not a reboot. I mean, it technically is part of the same series as Liam Neeson. Okay. So. But yeah, we're gonna talk. So I just got a Naked Gun out of my Naked Gun. I watched it last night. Watched it last night after SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown. And man, this Friday, SmackDown's in Australia, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Am I gonna be awake? The PLE is at 8 a.m. also. On Saturday. The Raw is at 8 a.m. on Monday. Okay. But man, I loved it, Degrassi. It was hilarious. It was really short. I mean, it was literally under an hour and a half. It was 85 minutes long. I checked the time, it was 85 minutes long, but it's really funny. It's a really funny film. The humor worked. It matched how the original movies were. It's outrageous. It's crazy. Nielsen has definitely showed his comedy chops. He doesn't do a lot of comedy. He hasn't done a lot of comedy, but he's definitely showed he could do comedy here. Paul Walter Hauser was in it. It's great in his role for what he's done. Good in his role. Jack Houston was the villain. Jack Houston was the villain. It was Jack Houston was a eccentric, crazy, cheesy villain, but the whole movie was cheesy. It's meant to be funny, cheesy, and not to be taken seriously. He was funny too for the villain role. Pamela Anderson did fine there. Like Pamela Anderson is like the best actress in the world. I mean, let's be honest, Pamela Anderson definitely got roles in movies and TV shows, not for her acting ability. It's just it's a fact. I mean, yeah, but she was fine. She was fine in this for this. What's his name? Kevin Durant. Good. It was a fun overall movie. Maybe laugh. Maybe laugh. I think if you want a good comedy movie, it'll make you laugh throughout the whole 90 minutes. Um, Definitely watch Naked Gun. Kevin Durant, Hulk Hogan. No, no. I think the guy's name is Kevin Durant. I think I'm saying it right. Okay, but all right. So I want to move on to Simpsons. Simpsons. Okay, so Simpsons is getting a sequel 20 years after the first Simpsons movie. So 2027. Okay, 2027, July 2027. 23rd, I believe. Originally, that was a Marvel date. I said so many times in the past. Originally, that was a Marvel date. Okay, that was a Marvel date, MCU date. That untitled MCU film. Always take that with a grain of salt. Kevin Durant almost played does tremendous. He, okay. But this is still a Disney film, Fox Disney film technically. So they replaced it with a Simpsons movie. Okay, the sequel. Now, I've watched Simpsons for years. I watched Simpsons for years, the 90s and 2000s. But I've stopped watching The Simpsons. And it's still going on. I stopped watching The Simpsons. I haven't really paid attention to The Simpsons all that much in, I don't know, in years. Maybe 10 to 15 years. I haven't really paid attention that much to The Simpsons all that much. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just outgrew it. Outgrew The Simpsons like I outgrew Family Guy. I don't know. I just feel like The Simpsons. The humor in Simpsons just doesn't really change. It doesn't. It feels like The Simpsons, to me at least, they don't really add anything new. Okay, I obviously over the time, obviously as the decades change in real life, as society changes in real life, they do add to the show. But the problem with Simpsons is it's so really. I mean, it's a cartoon. It's really unbelievable. It's just it ain't the time that we live in now. And the Simpsons, like they never get older. It seems like the time. It's funny. I'm curious how time works in the Simpsons world because they do obviously in the Simpsons shows. I know they do monetize the Simpsons in the Simpsons universe, but the thing is what the thing is. I mean, Homer should be dead by now. 30, 35, 40 years the show's been on air. Homer, with his health issues, he should be dead by now. Bart should be in his 40s. No, he should be in his late 40s. Same as Lisa. It's with King of the Hill. The thing of King of the Hill made a comeback. Killing Gawker. Oh yeah, I know. That film was never gonna go. That was gonna get. That was in the that film. I believe was also. I think there was legal trouble with that film too. There's some legal stuff behind that film. The thing with King of the Hill, when it made its comeback, I watched the 10 episodes comeback of King of the Hill. King of the Hill, time actually took place. And King of the reboot King of the Hill was not like a fresh start. It was actually basically a sequel to when the King of the Hill was canceled, but it takes years. But it's been years after that. So, for example, Bobby is older, right? Bobby's older. Hank is retired. All that. So things have progressed in King of the Hill to modern times, and so Simpsons is not like that. Simpsons, the characters don't get older, don't progress, or whatever. Don't get older. Yeah, I mean, reaching 295 pounds, he probably had to take some. I'm sorry, but he probably had to take something that he probably had to take something that The Rock takes. I look, actors. If you want to put muscle, there's no problem with taking steroids. I'm pretty sure they don't do steroid testing in Hollywood. Why would they do steroid testing in Hollywood or HGA steroid in Duran in in Hollywood? So I don't know, but obviously in wrestling, sports they do. Okay, so but I mean we believe that actors are part of muscle. It's not all natural. Not all natural. But you have to work out and still eat healthy while putting on roids. Otherwise, roids will make you fat. Roids don't make give you muscle, man. I mean, they help you give you muscle, but if you just take roids and do anything else, you're not gonna get muscle. You're gonna get fat. Roids will make you fat if you do anything else. Oh yeah, by the way, Bischoff talked about the Netflix Hogan documentary. I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't listened to it yet. I have to listen to the clip on his YouTube channel, 83 weeks. That's true, DeGrasse. You don't need to buck up. But okay. So I sure Simpsons is still obviously popular if it's still going, still highly popular, and they're giving us ratings are doing well, right? Obviously, they're giving a sequel movie. I'm gonna watch. I'll watch the movie. I may not watch the show as much, but I'll watch the movie. I'll watch the movie Simpsons. I'll watch the movie. Okay, I'll watch the movie for sure. I'll watch the movie. Okay, I'll watch the movie. Uh, okay. In 2 years, I'll watch the movie. I was just watching Blinded. I like Ghost of Yota. Yeah, I know he's doing Ghost of Yotai. I like Ghost of Yotai. I really do like the game. I like the combat system. Um, do like the game of Ghost of Yotai. Look, I don't even know. I have doing a lot more side missions in bounties than main missions, but I do like the game of Ghost of Yotai. Um, you should start playing it, Degrassi. I but but I'll say this. I right now I think I still like Ghost of Tsushima better. Ghost of Yotei is still a great game, but I think right now, if I had it right now, I'm not far into the game at all. Probably not even a quarter into the game. But right now, I would say Ghost of Tsushima is better, only because I've obviously done a lot more in Ghost of Tsushima. But Ghost of Yotei is really, really good. It's going to be up for Video Game Awards. Take it a grain of salt, but it's definitely going to be up for Video Game of the Year. Sorry, it's gonna be up there. It's gonna be one. It's gonna at least be one of the nominees. It'll win something. That's in 2 months, right? The VGAs, yeah, 2 months. Okay. So if you have a PlayStation, get it. It's a buy. It's not. It's a buy. It's a must buy. All right. Let's move on. A little bit DC talk, and let you know, guys. This week, coming up week, Thursday is the season finale of Peacemaker, and let you know, Peacemaker, the finale of the Peacemaker, the episode length is about an hour long. It's a long episode. The finale of the Peacemaker is a long episode. Okay? So we're going to do the finale Thursday around 10:30 my time because of how long Peacemaker is. Okay? It's about an hour episode. A lot of crazy shit's going to happen. That's Thursday. Wednesday, I think I might do a Cape and Trunks show. Homework for Sergeant Walk. Are cramming everything in this episode. I don't know. Finales. Well, here's the thing about finales in these comic book shows. About 30 to 40 minutes is about the action and all of that stuff. Whatever the villain, the bad guys, whatever the event. And then the last 15 to 20 minutes is about the calmness, about what's next. Okay. Okay. But I want to move back to DC. It's not actually related to DCU, but Keanu Reeves says that Constantine 2 is still on the table. Still on the table. But they're rewriting the script, they're rewriting the screenplay for it. So they're getting a new version of the screenplay or script, and um, and so and then once it's ready, he'll show it to James Gunn and Pierre Safran. They'll send it to them and see how they react to it. Now, here's the thing. Of course, James Gunn and Safran said they really do Elseworld stories, things like that. Things like that. Keanu Reeves as Constantine is such a huge departure from the comics book version of Constantine, and even the live whenever Constantine's appeared in live action stuff. Okay, comic book is such a departure from that, and I don't know how. So, with Constantine, how would it work? This Constantine would it be an Elseworld story? Yeah. So, like, the thing is, I don't think it's happening either because his Constantine does not work. His Constantine does not work in the DCU. Okay. Or anything else. I think, look, if you want him to come back as Constantine, if you want him to play John Constantine, have him play Johnson Constantine, but not that version. Have him play John Constantine, which is more relatable to the comics, the DCU. But the only thing is, I think Keanu Reeves might be too old to be committed to a contract to play Constantine in multiple pictures. I don't know if you want a 60-year-old Constantine. I mean, Keanu Reeves is 60, right? He's like just over 60 now. 61. And one of the things, whether it's CW or not, one of the positives about the Arrowverse was the Constantine. Matt Ryan's Constantine. Sound like Finbar. Yeah, Constantine is supposed to be, I guess Scottish? Constantine's Scottish? Yeah. And Matt Ryan is It's his name Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is synonymous with the Constantine character, whether it's the CW or just voicing him in animated films. Animated films. He's kind of a staple. But obviously, for a DCU version of Constantine, they're not going to cast Matt Ryan. It'll be somebody new. That's what I know. I know James Gunn said Elseworld stories. He's going to do Elseworld stories. I don't know if it's all. I don't know if I'm gonna believe him on that. I understand with the Batman it's different because that universe is already established. That film was already established. Penguin's already out. I mean, you got to continue that. You can't. They technically could end it, but 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 the Batman did very well. Penguin was a hit. No, there's no way. And Constantine. I'm sorry, but Constantine film. The Constantine film was not a particularly a good film. It didn't do well. Uh, it wasn't. To me, it doesn't scream. This movie doesn't scream sequel. Like this film doesn't seem scream sequel. Okay. Uh, it's just. It's, nobody. No. Look. A lot of people like Keanu Reeves. His John Wick stuff is good, but nobody that's a DC fan really wants to see a Constantine movie sequel of Keanu Reeves. I think they'd rather have a fresh new Constantine, a fresh new take, a fresh new Constantine. That's what I think, Degrassi. I don't think so. We either have a lot of Elseworld stories itself. The Batman stuff aside, but I don't think DC fans are glamming for a Constantine sequel. I never heard one DC fan want a Constantine sequel. Not one. Not one. I'm sure there are. Like, obviously there's going to be one person, but I can't find one person who wants a Constantine sequel. Fan. I just don't. I'd rather have a I'd rather have Constantine be part of the DCU. Okay? And if Keanu Reeves wants to come back as Constantine, make him the DCU version of Constantine. And that Constantine in his movie never existed. But I don't think they're going to do that. I The thing is, I think if Pierre Safran and James Gunn are taking pitches from creatives about a DC movie or a DC show or stuff like that, I think they want to see how they would fit in the DCU. Like Clayface, I'm sure Degrassi, if Gunn indeed those adapts Alan Moore's unpublished DC crossover event Twilight of the Gods Johnson would be essential. So with Clayface, Mike Flanagan was writing Clayface. I don't think his Clayface is intended to be part of DCU. I think his Clayface was just intended to be, I don't know, a standalone? Maybe a standalone film? Or, but it was up to Gunn and Safran, yeah, let's make this part of DCU. So I think if the creatives, I think if the creative people in the industry want to make a DC film or whatever, and they have to have set up meetings with James Gunn and Safran. I think they have to come in the idea that how their character is going to fit in the DCU. It's like according to MCU, Marvel. If you want to have if you want an idea for a character, for a film for this character and for Marvel, you automatically know you have this character has this character you're gonna want this movie to be based off has to be part of the MCU. You already know this film has to be based in the MCU, Marvel Studios. Find some way it's gonna be based in the MCU. Okay, Kevin Feige is not gonna look at films being. It's not gonna look at creatives coming up with ideas with for Elseworld films because he doesn't do that. Marvel Studios doesn't do that. Marvel Studios does not do Elseworld films or live action shit. They may do the cartoons. They may do the cartoons, but they don't do it with their shows, live action shows or movies. So if someone wants to do a Squirrel Girl movie, they have to know. They would have to come up with an idea how this could fit the MCU. But that's the only way Kevin Feige will take a meeting right now. Okay. I just don't know if Constantine is. I understand, like, obviously he really liked working. He really liked working on the movie, obviously. And a good time. He wants to do a sequel. Obviously, I mean, look, there's actors and actresses. They worked on movies even though overall the reception is bad or whatever. They still they still felt like the movie is good in their view, right? Light horror, body horror, and guns DCU. That's the thing, though. But not everything in DC is the horror, man. It's not all horror. That's that's what I like about Marvel. Is not all about horror, right? Marvel is sci-fi, horror, just normal war stuff, espionage, grounded stuff. I mean, I'm sure DC is going to be like that, obviously. But I don't think I don't. I mean, he could give him pitch it. They could give this new script, this new screenplay, this with it whoever with the writer and just go and pitch it. I mean, I'm sure Gunn and Safran will take a meeting, but like they'll be like, how does this fit the DCU? Like, we have this universe we're building. Okay. Oh, right. All right. And I'll probably do my next Dollman's Leatherface. No, man. No. You don't know if you don't know the inspiration for Leatherface, the Ed Gein movie. Is it Ed Gein? Ed Gein TV series on Netflix. Charlie Hunnam, the Netflix series of Charlie Hunnam uh, starting in. If you want to look for the inspiration of Leatherface, watch the. I haven't watched it, but I know it's the Endgame movie. Yeah, the Endgame TV show, Netflix series. That's the inspiration for Leatherface. Charlie Hunnam plays that character. He's playing the character. So that's on right now. Probably doing better than Rebel Moon. He probably enjoys that. Probably enjoys playing that character. Or, well, better than Rebel Moon. But that's the. So go. All right. Yeah, a lot of what. Um, Depends on the Batman villain. Sure. I mean, yeah, you could do it for Batman. You could make the thing is, you make a Batman villain horror like, disfigure like, or you can make him cheesy like. It's the I mean, it's the down with Batman villains. They do have DC villains all the time. They can actually make them really, really monstrous. Not monstrous. Yeah, monstrous at times. Looking, or you can make them really cheesy. I mean, the '60s Batman did that. They made the villains look crooked. Okay. Okay. Professor Pig, straight out of the Hostile movie, slasher movie. Batman as a title would be like the comics. I mean, look, the Batman's doing that. The Batman movie's doing that. The Riddler is kind of like that. Not really a psychopath, but he creates death traps, stuff like that. Uh, but Fast and Furious. Yeah, they're Fast and the Furious. The conclusion of Fast and the Furious. Conclusion of Fast and Furious doesn't look. I that 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 it looks. The Fast and the Furious does not look like. It looks like there's a disconnect. It looks like there's a disconnect, miscommunication, because Vin Diesel said Fast and Furious is getting ready to film for the conclusion movie, things like that, for the conclusion of the Fast and Furious franchise. But then Universal comes out and basically squashes everything that Vin Diesel said. Basically, said Universal executives are not sure they'll make the final Fast and Furious movie unless there's about a 50 million budget cuts. Despite what Vin Diesel has claimed, there is no approved script, no release date, and most of the cast don't have deals to return. Okay. This this Fast and Furious 10 has really been Fast and Furious 10 was definitely the tipping point of this franchise. I know it took 10 movies, 10 movies to be the tipping point, but that movie really broke the Fast and Furious franchise. That Fast 10. I look, Fast 10 did 700 million at the box office. Whatever. But it seems like Fast 10 really hurt this franchise going forward. Remember, it said there's gonna be about like 2 or 3 more movies, and then like a year later, it said, yeah, the next Fast and Furious is gonna be the end. It's gonna be the conclusion. And now we don't know what's gonna happen. Now Universal says, yeah, we know what? We want to make some budget cuts. We want a 50 million budget cut on the next film. We will okay. We really want to budget cut this 50 million. 50 million. So if they want to budget cut 50 million from this, and most of the cast doesn't have contracts, my guess is the only person that's under contract would be Vin Diesel. But you would think Dwayne Johnson would be under contract because he reappeared in the last Fast and the Furious. You would think he would have a contract. But my guess, the only character, the only actor that has a contract is Vin Diesel. And now, with the executives wanting a $50 million budget cut, what's the cuts gonna be in? What's it gonna be in? Marketing. Is it gonna be in sets, costume, anything? Is it gonna be in casting? Are they gonna be able not to bring everybody back? 50 million is a lot. And you know The Rock. Now, The Rock is a high demand actor. Dwayne Johnson is not going to ask for a 7-figure deal. Okay? 7-figure deal. The Rock is the type of actor who's going to ask for 8 figures. The $10 million range. Okay? And stunts. I think they would give it to The Rock. I think they would. Okay? You kind of need Vin Diesel there because he is the staple of that franchise. He is the franchise player of that franchise. He is the heart and soul of the franchise, I would say. But the problem with this franchise, I feel like now, to me, this franchise died, in my opinion, when Paul Walker tragically passed away. Because Fast and the Furious, this franchise, was a Vin Diesel and Paul Walker show. The Vin Diesel and Paul Walker show. And tragically when Paul Walker passed away, it felt like, to me, the Fast and the Furious franchise wasn't the same. It felt like it missed something. That something was missing. And that was definitely Paul Walker's absence. Absence from the franchise. I know they got some big actors like Jason Momoa, John Cena, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. They bring back Gal Gadot. They bring back, I don't know, the guy who played Quan, I think. It's gotten so ridiculous that Fast and the Furious franchise has become, I gotta say, it's become so comic booky. The stunts in the Fast and the Furious where they should not survive. These characters don't have superpowers. Okay? They're not superpowered beings. They're freaking regular humans. But they're able to do stuff like they actually had powers. It's a dead franchise. And they tried reviving the franchise by jumping the shark, but and now I don't know, man. Now I think it's a franchise it's more ridiculous than Marvel and DC, because Marvel and DC, they don't insult our intelligence because we know it's a comic book movie. Those are comic book movies where characters are able to do crazy stuff because they're comic book characters. But Fast and Furious are just regular humans doing crazy stunts, crazy shit. Okay? Even crazier stunts, more crazy stunts than Batman would ever do. And I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Universal wants to make this movie. I think Vin Diesel wants to make this movie. I think Vin Diesel wants to make this movie because I think this is the only thing Vin Diesel has. As a big accomplishment in his career, in his resume, I know he's Rocket Raccoon, but that's different. I think this is. I know he's doing the Last Witch Hunter sequel too. It's the second to Last Witch Hunter, which I'm surprised because that movie's terrible. Last Witch Hunter is terrible. I think Vin Diesel's worried. Vin Diesel's worried about his career going forward. And he wants the Fast and Furious franchise to continue. We keep his career relevant because if he didn't have Fast and Furious franchise, I don't know if he would get some other movie roles or the roles of Rocket Raccoon because Vin Diesel, I'm gonna say this, guys. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson is a better actor than Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is dry. Vin Diesel is not a good actor. He has no charisma. He's a charisma vacuum. Okay? Vin Diesel has no charisma. He's not funny. Even when he tries to joke, it's not funny. He's not a good actor. The Rock is a better actor. You could say The Rock does the same type of films, but The Rock could be funny though. The Rock could be funny, and he can be serious when he needs to. I'm sorry, Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel just has no. He just has no range. I'm sorry, like. And I think one of the reasons that hurts his other movies, other career, because he tries. Look, he tries to do comedy. He's tried to do comedy with Pacifier. He's trying to be a lead actor, right? He tried to be a lead actor in other things. Is not, and he can't do it. If you're an actor and you can't do comedy, because great actors could do comedy. But comedy actors could do drama roles. If you can't do comedy as a good actor, then you're not a good actor. Yeah, Vin Diesel's trying to do what Dwayne Johnson did with Black Adam. He's just not a good actor. I'm sorry. He's just that he can't. I just think Fast and Furious is the only franchise where he has success as a lead. As a lead. Family. It's funny because Batista, when I'm watching wrestling, he wasn't like John Cena. John Cena, because they came around the same time, right? They came up at the same time. John Cena could be funny, he could be serious, and he can think quick. Batista wasn't like that. He wasn't the best on the mic or promos, but he got better and he got better. But then he started to develop. He started. He did. Batista was. It wasn't natural. It wasn't natural. Cena, it was natural. Natural, okay? It was natural. Batista had to practice, had to develop it. And he took it to acting, and he's definitely worked on his craft with acting, where he's become more than just like a henchman, a brood, somebody, or he became more of a serious lead actor because he's actually worked on his craft. Now, I still think, personally, once John Cena gets more work as an actor, based on natural talent that I see from the two, John Cena will be a better actor than Batista overall. Based on natural talent. Based on natural talent. And you're already seeing it on Peacemaker, showing range. John Cena, what Batista has, right? Some people have natural talent, right? And some don't. Like some actresses have natural talent, some don't. Some have to practice harder to get better. Cena has natural talent. Still, people with natural talent still have to practice to harness that talent, right? John Cena has natural talent, Batista didn't. Didn't. That's not a knock on Batista. It's gotten much better. Uh, Cause when I saw Batista in Guardians as Drax, I'm like, oh, this guy can actually be funny. Because in WWE, he always showed one. I mean, in WWE, you don't really get to show range all that much. You're not supposed to, right? In wrestling. But Batista didn't really show range. He was always a big, tough guy, right? Cena definitely showed range. But yeah, yeah, that's the difference. John Cena to me has a natural talent, and Batista doesn't. Okay. You look. I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else. The Rock has a natural talent. The problem, the only problem is he hasn't put in his films besides like a smashing machine where he can show more range. Because I think The Rock has range. Has range. And with The Rock, his cousin Roman Reigns, who's starting to get to acting a little bit, doesn't have the range like Dwayne Johnson does. And he's a different type of charisma than The Rock. The Rock is more in your mouth, smack, talking smack kind of guy. Roman Reigns is more of the cool, laid back, talk smack, but like more like, you think you're better than me? You're never gonna win. The Rock is like, it doesn't matter. You know, I think the thing is The Rock has better natural talent than his own cousin, but I think his cousin actually has gotten better, especially in wrestling, has gotten better, better. It's just people have natural talent, and some people don't. Sports all the time. There's people in sports that have a natural talent, and some people in sports that have to work harder than others to become good. Everybody has, in industries, there's different paths, right? There's different paths. It's not a knock. It's not a knock on people. It's just how life is. It's not. It's just how life is. People are. Okay. And even James Gunn called John Cena. He doesn't see him as a wrestler. He calls him an actor. I mean, wrestling is acting. You play a character. You know when to hit your spots. You know what to say on the mic. You know in certain situations and during a storyline what you're supposed to say, what your actions are supposed to do, what your cues are. Your cues are, right? I mean, wrestling is acting, despite what Red says. Wrestling is acting. Performance, entertainment. Okay? The only difference is you don't read scripts. I mean, they do have scripts, but I mean, you have to get things done quickly in wrestling. And there's a lot of improv too. But wrestling is acting. Acting is in wrestling. You're playing a character. Okay? Alright. I think it's a good one. This is a good stream. It's a short stream. Alright guys. I said like I said I didn't much talked about. So this upcoming week, oh yeah, we're gonna detract somebody. We're gonna detract somebody next tomorrow. I haven't looked at who we're gonna detract, but we'll detract somebody tomorrow for AEW detract. I don't know what episode, 17 or 18? I don't know what it is. Let me check. 17, okay. Alright. And then Monday no stream. Tuesday I may not stream. On Wednesday I will stream Wednesday. We're gonna do Capes and Trunks maybe on Wednesday. Capes and Trunks on Wednesday. And Thursday we're gonna do Peacemaker. Peacemaker season finale for season 2. Friday we're gonna do Let's Talk Pop. I hope. Saturday next week we're going to maybe recap of Marvel animation and live action. Okay, we're gonna take a look whatever the Marvel panel, whatever becomes public for the Marvel panel at New York Comic Con next Saturday. So next Saturday will be another Cape and Trunks episode. So we're gonna do two episodes of Cape and Trunks, one on Wednesday and one on Saturday. Peacemaker Thursday, Friday episode, the next 1:30 of Let's Talk Pop. Okay, and be looking at the videos. I'm gonna start making videos again. But yeah, and I gotta do my Lay in the SmackDown show again for wrestling fans. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Take care, guys. I'll see you late. I'll see you maybe Wednesday. Tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Too sweet. Sweet. Too